Why is this time different for Dennis Schroder?
Well, we'll see if it is.
Or could it be? Yeah.
But, you know, he didn't come out saying that I want to start and that he's been promised starting, because he hasn't been this time. And I think that really started that whole experience off on the wrong foot last time, which Dennis Schroder was joining an NBA championship team. They went and traded for him, and the first thing out of his mouth was, I want to start, and they told me I'm going to start. And, you know, he had just won Sixth Man of the Year. So in this situation, they've told him, you're going to have a significant role on this team, but you're going to compete for a spot. And from what I understand now, they still see Russell Westbrook as a starter. He's a former MVP. He's given that respect. Everyone's going to compete for jobs. But Dennis Schroder is seen as Russell Westbrook as the starter there. They also see Patrick Beverley as more of a backcourt mate rather than somebody who's also in that point guard mix. If you want to now. LeBron James is a point guard, okay? So these are all just titles that we're giving people. But in terms of who's starting, I think Dennis Schroder is not coming out right out of the gate saying, I'm going to be the starter.
So it's setting a little bit of a different tone here, Wendy.
That's right.
I mean, look, the Lakers like Dennis Schroder. They traded for him.
Yep.
They tried to sign him to a huge extension, which he turned down very famously.
Yes.
Now they're getting him on a minimum contract. They're probably thrilled about the value. In and of itself, it's a good signing. He's a guy who's dynamic off the bounce, especially when he gets in mismatches. He can have big scoring games. I mean, he's won the Lakers many games before by just sort of doing what you just saw right there, getting to the basket. The problem is when you look at it in the totality of the other moves. When you look at Kendrick Nunn, when you look at Russell Westbrook, when you look at Pat Beverley.
I love this.
That may have been, that was him saying, I still got a roller. When you look at it in totality, these are all guys who are combo guards who frankly don't shoot well. And we're in and also the guy, their premium offseason signing was Lonnie Walker. He also doesn't shoot well from three-point range. So you're looking at all these guys who don't shoot the ball well in a league where shooting is not only at a premium, but for the last 15 years in this league, every team that's had LeBron James, it's shooting.
Right.
And their best shooter amongst all these guys is Kendrick Nunn, who hasn't played in a year, and we don't even know how healthy he's going to be at the start of the season. I just do not believe, and this can be used as receipts later. You can use this against me, I guess, Lakers.
Yeah.
I don't believe that the basketball people in this organization believe that this is a group that's actually going to work. I just don't believe it. I don't believe, I think they took a guy here who they think is a good value at a minimum contract, and they thought, we're going to do some major makeover here, and eventually it'll make sense. So I will just say, I will wait till it makes sense, but right now it does not.
Well, part of this starts with Darvin Ham's emphasis on defense, okay? And a lot of the players that they've gone out and got, Patrick Beverley, Dennis the Menace, Dennis Schroder, that's why they liked him in the first place. That fits with the way Darvin Ham wants his guys to play. And if you watch the Lakers at all last year, you know that the reason they didn't win is because they didn't play a lick of defense, okay? When Darvin Ham interviewed for this job, he went and watched all their games, and all he talked about was defense. It's not about who's going to shoot and who's not. It's about, can you improve on that side of the ball?
I don't believe it. I mean, everything that Darvin said, I respect him a lot as a basketball mind. I respect his resume. I watch him as a player. He made it in the league by being smarter and tougher. This does not equate with someone who's smarter and tougher. It's not a smart game plan. And I know we saw Russell Westbrook shooting threes in an empty gym last week. And if Russell Westbrook comes in and starts shooting 44% on corner three-pointers and starts shooting, 39% overall and is out there killing it on defense, I will be glad to come on this show and say I was wrong and that I didn't see it. And I'm not being invited to Russell Westbrook's workouts, so I don't get to see it. But based on what we have is a track record, and all of these players, track records, I mean, it's not like we don't know what they are. Their track records don't indicate that this is going to work. And I think Darvin Ham is basically trying to check off the boxes so that when they pull the plug on it, they can at least say, we checked off all the boxes.
We gave everyone the benefit of the doubt and had every opportunity to be able to work. You knew what the system was, and if you don't fit it, we gave you an opportunity and you didn't.
As someone who's a Laker fan, Brian Windorst is right. Dennis Schroder isn't that good from three, neither is Pat Bev, and we know Westbrook isn't, so we essentially have no guards that can shoot other than Kendrick Nunn, who didn't play a single game last year. Outside of Anthony Davis, the Lakers have no solid big men. Yeah, they got guys that can play some minutes here or there, grab some rebounds, but they have no starters at that level. And AD likes to start at the 4, not the 5. So we have no starting center, and our point guards can't shoot. Speaking of AD, will he even make it through the season? The guy has finished one season in a Lakers jersey, and that's when they won the championship in the bubble, where he was a monster. It's starting to look like we'll never get that AD back, and the Lakers need him now more than ever. This roster doesn't fit. They don't have shooting. Even with Pat Bev, they're probably not going to be that good on defense. So this team has no shooting and barely any defense in a league that's driven by those two things. You saw the Warriors and Celtics. What do they have more than anybody? Defense and three-point shooting. Nothing more needs to be said. If you look at the roster, it speaks for itself. But let me know in the comments, do you guys think the Lakers have any chance at getting somewhere this season? And leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more NBA content just like this, and I will see you in the next upload.